All right, guys, you stopped the girl, you showed intent, she's interested. Now, what the fuck do you say to her? Now, this is also where a lot of guys also they ask me, well, what do I say to her? And a lot of guys, once again, because they're afraid and they're just basically fear of rejection, they try to be nice. They try to be nice, and at the same time, if your brain is like all of a sudden going off on like a million different tangents of like, she stopped. The cute girl actually stopped for me. What am I gonna do now? All right, and they'll say like, oh, so what's your name and where are you from and what do you do? This is the most boring form of conversation because a lot of the times, let's be honest, you don't really care in the very beginning where she's from or even what her name is or what she does. All right, you stopped her because she's cute and now you want to have a fun conversation. However, your mind, because you're so scared, is sort of like blocking you, so then the natural niceness, we'll call it, comes out. So you can ask her these questions, but what I would recommend is that if you're going to do that, then say it in the form of statements to sort of like spice up the conversation, or something like, "Oh, you look like a cheerleader. Oh, you look like a nurse." Instead of saying, "So what do you do?" You know, or when you say, you know, like where are you from? You seem like an LA girl, and she's like, "Ah, why do I seem like an LA girl?" You know, and then you can sort of have like a fun conversation as to why you think that or something like that. However, in my case, a lot of the times, what I will do is I already know what I enjoy talking about. And I know that if I enjoy talking about something and I'm generating this like energy of like passion or enjoyment, then a lot of the times it's going to transfer onto the girl. And even though it might seem like a little bit random, you know, what I want you to do is I want you to think of like 5 things that you really enjoy talking about. And for now, just focus on talking about that, which, truth be told, at this point, I don't even think about what I'm going to say. Just randomly, I blurt out whatever I'm thinking, for better or for worse. Sometimes they like it, sometimes they don't. But just to give you like a little bit of an example, I love watching South Park, and a lot of the times I would stop a girl and I would say to her, "You seem like a South Park girl." And if she says yes, then perfect. We have a lot of like funny shit to talk about, and she'd also be like, "How did you know that?" And if not, I'd say, "Oh, you're such a dork," whatever. And then I sort of like change the subject to like fitness or something else that I really enjoy talking about. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about, what do you enjoy talking about? What's going to please you? What's going to make you have a good time? Because a lot of times, if you're the one who's having a good time, she's going to have a good time. And if you're thinking in your head, what's she going to enjoy talking about, then chances are you're going to draw blanks, because let's be honest, you don't know the person yet. You don't know what she's going to enjoy talking about. And at the same time, when you're coming from this place of sort of like pleasing her, then you're basically just like a beggar asking for some money. It's basically giving off the vibe of, please like me, please like me. However, if you're coming from a place of, listen, I know who I am, I know what I want, I know what I enjoy talking about, and you come from that place, then there's a much higher chance that she's actually going to enjoy the conversation with you. And you will enjoy it more too, obviously.